as soon as they saw some sort of title about our personal life and then see both of us here, they're probably like, oh shit, like this guy's, like he's going through a divorce and that's like what's going on. So.
Actually, I kind of wanted to talk about our like project that we want to work on.
Project?
Yeah. Like, our gym.
Yeah. Sorry. Hey guys, what's up? My name's Eric and I'm the Techy Agent and this is my wife, Amber. I think you may have met her in some videos that where I highlighted her in years past, but it's been a while since she's been in any of my videos. So yeah, this is my wife, Amber.
Hi.
Wanted to kind of just together bring you guys in on where the hell I've been for the last couple of months, and give you kind of our shared story of everything because, you know, as I do YouTube, as a, you know, a side hustle or a side job or gig or whatever, it obviously impacts my wife and my family. And so thought, hey, this isn't really just my story. This is kind of our family story. So thought it would be helpful to bring you guys in on that. I debated, quite honestly, like whether or not to even just like talk about like personal life stuff because that's not what this YouTube channel is about. But also at the same time, you know, I just kind of disappeared for 2 months and maybe had like a video or two here and there just kind of still saying like, hey, I'm still alive, but like didn't really go into any explanation. Or if I did, it wasn't, you know, very comprehensive. So I guess like to start off, it's like prior or going into this year, I had already been dealing with a couple of injuries. And it's like, you know, when you're doing a health and fitness channel, a lot of times you cover up some of those injuries. You're not super like vocal about them. So I had a shoulder injury that had been plaguing me actually for years. I mean, years and years, and it was just always there. I had an elbow issue. I'm left-handed, so my right arm is my weak side, and so my right shoulder and my right elbow. And it could, who knows, could have been bad form on the bench press too. But I was definitely having some issues with my right arm. And then in addition to that, I had my back go out. Actually, we both kind of had our backs go out.
It's been a bad year.
Yeah, it's been a bad year for backs. So at least they didn't really go out at the same time.
Yes, that was
so good. Did your back go out first?
Yes.
Your back went out first, and then you kind of got at least healthy enough, like where you were able to. And then my back went out, and then I was borrowing like your back brace. You know,
we have quite a collection.
Yeah. So maybe that'll be like the next thing that we do on YouTube is like we'll talk about like, you know, here's how you nurse yourself back to health. Yeah. So that was you know, strike one was just like health. And if you guys recall, like several years ago, I actually was doing a video and working out with you in that video.
Yeah. And
my back went out and I showed like that video clip. Ooh. Hang on.
Okay?
Stop it. Yeah, it's cool. Well, I just got done working out and I don't know if you guys saw it in that video, but I pulled my back. And ever since then, my back hasn't been quite right. And then, you know, a couple of months ago, it went out real bad again. And no matter what I've done, like in terms of core exercises, I just haven't totally been able to 100% rehabilitate it. It's always kind of lingering there. And this time you got to join in on the fun of knowing what it's like to have bad back pain.
Yeah.
So there's that. So that was strike number one. Strike number two. One of the things that I'm noticing, just sorry, ADHD moment here, is with all these crazy lights that I've got going on, there's a lighting right there lighting us up, there's lights behind us. I think my webcam is really struggling, so I apologize in advance if this video is a total blurred, you know, mess. It is what it is. Strike number two for us was about the same time that you know, we were experiencing this back pain and stuff. And about the same time that everything got shut down on quarantine for COVID-19, I got symptoms that to this day I'm not sure. I haven't been tested. I don't know if it was COVID-19 or not. But I got a real bad deep respiratory issue. I had like a mild grade fever for about 24 hours. That went away. Then I had this deep respiratory issue, this dry cough, and this just chest pain. Like it felt like like needles sometimes, like deep in my chest, not like upper, like I could tell it was deep in my chest. I was experiencing those symptoms for a few days, and then you got sick with the same thing.
Yeah. You had the worst.
I had the worst out of all of us.
It was scary.
Yeah, and you know, and about the same time that I'm having these symptoms, and I'm like, hey, I think I got pneumonia. Then it's like COVID-19's all over in the news, and there is a part of me that was and still is kind of like, maybe I had it, maybe I didn't, I don't know. Mm-hmm. Like neither one of us have had any sort of testing, you know, for COVID-19, so we don't know. And those symptoms did linger for a couple of weeks. So that was yet another strike against us. Was not only were we both kind of experiencing these other physical issues, then on top of it, we both get sick.
And it was just hard, like jumping back into working out. Like it took a while after being sick to just feel like normal.
Well,
it's like taken a long time, I feel like, to be able to get to the workouts that were just everyday workouts.
Well, yeah, and in full disclosure, it's like you've resumed working out. I haven't really at this point. Like it's been a couple of months. Like you're working out every day, which it's like kudos to you. You're able to.
I'm trying.
Yeah, you're able to do that. Like I haven't been able to like quite jump back into it just yet. I think for me it's been more of just more having to do with exhaustion, which we both kind of experienced. You know, and then after all of that, then, you know, of course, everything goes in quarantine. The gym's closed. I had sold off all of my gym equipment, you know, because I was going to gyms. So I didn't have any home gym equipment, and it was, you know, damn near impossible to find any of that stuff. And so it was like, okay, well, I probably should be taking some time off to heal and to rest anyhow. So I'm not going to go out and buy gym equipment. This is all going to probably be over pretty soon anyhow. It wasn't, you know, and so by the time, you know, all of this stuff has transpired, it had been a couple of months. And then on top of that, for us, strike three is, you know, this isn't my day job. YouTube isn't like the only thing that I've got going on. I'm also the lead photographer and videographer for a real estate marketing company. I'm a licensed real estate agent in the state of Ohio, where we live, and I've got the opportunity to kind of take my love of shooting photos and video and connect that with the real estate that I've done, and partner with a good friend of mine and my current broker to you know, be part of this company, this real estate marketing company, and do something that I love for a living. So I started doing that back in October of 2019, and then summertime, as we all know, is the time when everybody moves. So, and then in addition to that, COVID-19 hits, and some of the products that we're offering as a media company, like virtual tours, I mean, just completely took off because consumers weren't wanting to look at homes in person. They wanted to do virtual touring, and so I went from, you know, having a regular kind of normal schedule to suddenly just being
7 days a week.
Yeah, 7 days a week, 7 days a week, crazy busy hours. Yeah. You know, trying my best not to get behind. And then added in like our injuries. Like, you know, like I was literally like wrapping braces around my back and then like trying to, you know, shoot photos and videos of houses and do marketing stuff, all while dealing with, you know, these physical symptoms, and having to take extra precautions because of COVID-19, and all of that stuff. So there was that. Then, in addition to that, the church that we both attend transitioned to entirely virtual services. We would shoot like the music portions on Wednesday night. The other service stuff we would shoot like on a Saturday morning, and then we would just be editing throughout the week and a lot on Saturdays. So all of my free time when I would normally be doing editing video for YouTube immediately began to go towards editing video every single week for our church. And I was actually spending anywhere from like 15 to 20 hours a week on the production. In addition to the overtime I was working on my job, I was putting in an additional 15 to 20 hours a week producing those church services. So absolute like madness. Like there was just no way that YouTube had any chance of like making it into my schedule. Just kind of thought to myself, I'm just going to disappear. I'm not gonna. I'm not one to create drama, so I'm not gonna like hop on YouTube and do a lot of drama. We were talking beforehand. What was it you said? Do you remember?
Oh, you were just talking about how, like, what you were wanting to bring to the channel and how you want to be, like, motivating and show excitement and share, like, tech that can help and promote you to, like, get your goals. It's just, like, with so much going on, you felt like that excitement and just wasn't there as you wanted it to be.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, like, to your point, it's like I want to make content that's like motivating people, and it's not motivating like when a YouTuber shows up and is like, hey, I'm like burnt out and I don't know if I'm coming back. Like, it's like, oh gosh, like how unmotivating is that? So I thought it was just better for me to be like, all right, I'm just gonna like disappear for a while, and I'm not gonna create any content, and maybe I won't ever create any more content on YouTube ever again. That was kind of in the back of my mind. But then with this past month, a couple of things happened. One, our church transitioned from being all online and like these heavily produced services, which I was part of, to doing live streaming live streaming services where it's basically setting up a glorified webcam and broadcasting that to our church.
And it's not like multiple days. It was just
and it's not multiple days and all of this time. Instead, it's like, it's Sunday morning. And so it's like, all I have to do is show up. I can set up this camera. I can produce the service for those few hours. And there might be some discussion and some planning outside, but it's not to the same level, as it was, where I was being totally burnt. So I've got that margin back in my life. And then in addition to that, since we're heading into the 2020 school year and summer's kind of, beginning to fade into the fall soon, real estate is slowing down again, which means then, my job as a real estate agent and as a media person that's running a media company in tandem with real estate, that is also slowing down. And while that's bad for business, so to speak, for the company, because, the more business we have, the better we do. So while that's bad for business in a sense for my day job, it's refreshing to the extent of where it's like, oh, okay, I'm going to have a little bit more margin now back into my life where I can begin to resume some of the things that I had been missing, like having time to work out and to eat healthy and to be home a little bit more, and all of those kinds of things. So I'm glad I kind of waited to not release some sort of like Mayday video of like, hey, I'm calling it quits, because this past month of having a little bit more margin has been helpful. And I'm beginning to kind of see like, oh, okay, yeah, I am actually excited and want to do and create content for YouTube. It's something I am actually passionate about. I just got burned out to the place of like where I didn't have any margin for it. And I was using up all of my creative energy creating in other spheres of my life. And it was, robbing that energy from YouTube. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of what had been happening, in our lives. So I'm sure that I wonder how many people thought like, oh, if both of them are on here talking about like what's going on in their personal lives, they must be getting a divorce. That's like the YouTube.
Hope not.
That's the YouTube. That's like the YouTube thing. It's like people immediately the second that I can guarantee that there were viewers that as soon as they saw some sort of title about our personal life and then see both of us here, they're probably like, oh shit, like this guy's, like he's going through a divorce, and that's like what's going on. So. Actually,
I kind of wanted to talk about our like project that we want to work on.
Project?
Yeah. Like, our gym.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's kind of like I feel like we're like leading kind of like up to that, because like I feel like that was one of the things that we're kind of motivating, like, you know, our injuries are healing up a little bit, and, you know, we can just kind of getting a vision of like, okay, if this is a little bit of our long-term life with COVID, like how can we...
Yeah, so no, I think that's a great, actually it's a great segue. So, one of the things that we began to realize was, well, driving to a gym takes up time. Driving back from a gym takes up time. It's not as convenient as having like just a gym in your house.
Mm-hmm. I'm working full time.
And working full time, and it's like you're working full time. Mm-hmm. I'm working full time, plus like all of the other little entrepreneurial like things that I've got going on. Mm-hmm. So there's not margins, you know, for us to even like drive to a gym. Plus gym memberships are expensive. Yeah. Plus right now, like I don't even know if my gym is open back up yet. I don't even know. I still have to cancel my membership. I think I'm still getting charged for it.
Yeah, can you put it on like donation?
Yeah, I was like, I'm donating it to you guys because I want you guys to, you know, to prosper. Survive. And now I'm at the point where I'm like, this is going on long enough. Like I'm not donating my money to you anymore. Yeah, I mean, I love the gym, and you know they're great and all, but I'm not going to do that anymore. So in any case, like what we've discussed, what she's talking about, our plans are that. Right around the corner from this office, so like right out this door and to the left, we're going to be building kind of a home gym in our basement. So this is kind of like a little finished space in our basement. And our basement our house is like 100 years old. So
we use like every inch.
We use every square inch, and so we cleared out like the cobwebs and the spiders of this corner where we had like a chest freezer and some storage and stuff, and we're going to be converting that into a home gym. And the thing, one of the things that, kind of we both decided was, if I'm going to do a home gym, I don't want it to be half-assed. Mm-hmm. Like I didn't want to go, because you had talked about wanting a treadmill.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, that's a good idea. It'd be nice to have a treadmill for the winter time when you can't jog outside. But I didn't want to go get one of those like shitty treadmills where they break, or they can only go like, 8 miles an hour, or they're trashy, And so it's like, I wanted to take some money that we don't have and spend it on
investment.
And invest it. It's an investment, but invest it into like actually good equipment. Mm-hmm. So we're still kind of in that process right now. We've got some flooring, we've got a paint, we've got a treadmill. We finally found a treadmill. We got it used, but it looked like they hadn't used it.
Right.
Like most treadmills, that you buy used. They haven't been used. And so we got a used treadmill that looked like unscathed until like we, brought it down into into our basement. By the time it got into our basement, it had a few scratches and stuff.
That was a little bit of an adventure.
That was an adventure, yeah.
It's there.
It's in the basement and it's never coming out. It weighs like 1,000 pounds. So we got this great treadmill now, and we've got flooring and we got a paint, and then I've got some other stuff kind of slotted for the gym. So we're going to be putting together, I don't know how long it's going to take us. Maybe we'll document some of this process, but we're going to put together a home gym in this dingy basement and try to make it look, YouTube worthy, so that I can set up a camera and do workout B-roll footage or just workout videos for YouTube that don't look like trash, using proper equipment, something that you would find in a professional gym.
I'm excited because, we enjoy working out together.
Yep.
And we haven't been able to do that.
So we haven't had the chance to do that for a couple of years, which sucks. So anyways, that's pretty much what's been going on. And just wanted to kind of do this State of the Union address, so to speak. And this is going to be one of the longer videos that we've done. And I don't know, if you guys like this format and want to see more like conversational kind of stuff, if you want more of this like dynamic of where like the extrovert talks and the introvert doesn't, like let us know. Like, I'm happy to sit here and talk for, you know, half an hour while she talks like 2 minutes. So,
Wow.
Yeah. So in any case.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for supporting the channel. And
yeah, thanks for tuning in and watching this. And we just felt like we owed you guys an explanation. You know, on what had been going on. And yeah, I'm feeling more motivated now and ambitious about, you know, doing some more videos for you guys. And once we get our home gym put together, we'll definitely be able to dive in on those reviews. So anyways, thanks for watching. My name's Eric and I'm the Techy Agent. This is my wife, Amber. We'll catch you guys next time.